Hey guys, this is Chris. I'm going to talk about a little bit of my clinical visit. So was actually my last week at Rock City Boxing. I am definitely gonna miss it a lot. I feel like met a lot of good people, made a lot of good connections, and helped a lot of people at the same time. So I'm going to talk about what we did in our class that day. So we always start our class with the question of the day. The question of the day that day was, "What do you like to do on a nice fall day?" So it was nice hearing some of the boxers talk about what they like to do outside of class, just hearing their leisures. We asked the fighters the question of the day so they can work on talking out loud and projecting their voice, as some of them become monotone and you can't really hear them and they almost sound like they're whispering to you. So after that, we got into our warm up. During our warm up, we actually played green light, red light. So we had the boxers walk around the gym and make sure they were walking heel to toe with big steps, with swinging their arms back and forth, and as well as taking big step forwards. And when we would say green, that's when they would walk, and then when we say red, that's when they would stop and they would touch the ground and go into a squat and make sure they hold that position for a couple seconds. So they definitely help work out on their gait, making sure they did the heel to toe as they walked, and when they would stop, it would make sure they would hold the position, the squat position, and make sure they work on their balance. After that, we got into our stretching session. So we would stretch on the floor. Stretching definitely helps with the mobilities in their joints and loosen up their tight muscles. At this point, the boxers were all warmed up to get into their boxing routine. Boxing is a great workout program that actually decreases Parkinson's disease progression. Exercise can increase the growth factors of the brain cells. The high intensity of boxing can work on strengthening the muscles and the cardiovascular system, which can also improve coordination and balance and mobility. So something I can relate to into our lab and lecture is that we talked about the etiology of Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease is actually a progressive neurological disorder that affects the nervous system and some parts of the body that are controlled by the nerves. The major cause of Parkinson's disease is due to the loss of nerve cells, which are also called neurons, which are in the brain. Neurons will gradually die and break down. When a loss of neurons occurs, it has an effect on dopamine. Dopamine is a chemical messenger in the brain. So with the decrease of dopamine, the brain activity will become atypical, showing signs and symptoms. Some of these signs and symptoms would include rest and tremor, and you can also see this by, we also call it the pill rolling. So it's similar to like almost having a pill in your hand and rolling it, kind of, or having like a pen. So it looks like this. We also see muscle rigidity. Muscle becomes really stiff and tight, and you can see that in their posture and also in their joints. You also would see bradykinesia, so that's slow movement. So they walk slow, move slow. You also see posture instability, so you can see some of the boxers had kyphosis, or they would have a hunchback kind of. And also you would see some gait disturbances. The main one is festening gait. So festening gait is when they're kind of shuffling and they're walking, and that's when kind of when they shuffle they tend to lose their balance and tend to fall. So intense exercise is taught to slow down the progression of Parkinson's disease by stimulating the neurological changes in your brain. There's a lot of research out there that is showing that boxing has its benefits. Some studies may need more research, but with some studies out there look really promising. So I will definitely add the website where I got my Parkinson's disease information. and explaining how Parkinson's can be alleviated by using boxing. And I also add the Rock Steady Boxing website if anyone is interested in becoming a volunteer or even becoming a coach at the facility. So thank you for listening, and thank you.